Hello, this is Jason Sackett again, here to talk more influencing without authority. This segment I'll be focusing on how to use the concept of relevance in the persuasion process. Relevance means presenting ideas that your audience cares about or considers important. This involves using a consumer-driven point of view, because only your audience can decide if your idea is valuable. I may have a brilliant, novel, or life-changing idea, but if my audience can't relate to it, then I have no influence. When you try to persuade using relevance, look at your idea from the eyes of your audience and ask, what's in it for us? For example, consider gifts. When you buy someone a gift, you don't think, what present can I get this person that I would like? On the contrary, you think, what gift would he or she like? This entire series of influencing without authority demonstrates the use of relevance. You are watching because you feel a need to build influence. Those who don't feel that need don't watch. If you think of persona as the first impression of influence, then treat relevance as an immediate second. If you fail to make your idea immediately relevant to your audience, then as persuasion guru Dave Lakhani puts it, they will destroy you with apathy. To successfully influence your audience, your idea, request, or proposal must meet three requirements. First, as I mentioned, it must address a felt need of the audience. Second, it must be reasonable and realistic. Third, it must be well-timed. How do you accomplish all this? By knowing your audience and its context well. You can do this with some basic evaluation and a little homework. To size up your audience, you will want to gather information about their needs, personality traits, beliefs, and values. You can learn so much just observing their interactions and listening to them. You can also make conversation with people who know your audience well to further evaluate your audience's needs and motivations. When you have opportunities to directly address your audience, try to make an emotional connection to them before making a proposal. Identifying common ground and highlighting that you share values in common can help establish this connection. Also, try asking questions that will reveal your audience's core beliefs. To find common ground with a work-based audience, you can always connect to your organization's mission. Highlight to your audience that you are on the same team working toward a common goal. Any idea that clearly enhances the product or service of your department or benefits the employer, staff, clients, or customers is automatically relevant. In a university setting, common missions include providing quality education to students, results in research, and patient care, as well as generating revenue. Before we go further, let's practice assessing your audience. To the best of your knowledge, identify your audience's needs, personality traits, beliefs, and values. If you are unclear about these, think of the techniques you will use to gather more information. Now, write down what you know about your audience and write down your strategy for completing your assessment. Once you know what makes your audience tick, you can build your proposal around its needs. You will also need to research the context to determine the reasonableness and timing of your ideas. First, review your goals and the outcome you are trying to influence. Then ask, how is the climate or emotional atmosphere right now? Even though I'm selling my audience an idea they want, I can still try to anticipate possible barriers to its acceptance, such as cost, time, negative perceptions, and competing interests. Is my proposal realistic? How likely is it to be accepted and granted? Could my proposal create conflict or resistance? How might I overcome these potential barriers? To meet the third and final requirement of relevance, consider carefully the best time to pitch your idea. Look for a time when your audience is in a cooperative or receptive mood, owes you a favor, or is in greatest need of the idea you are proposing. These will be the most likely times for your idea to be accepted. One final tip. Practice using relevance with smaller, easier to accept ideas. Use these to get comfortable assessing your audience, researching the context, and sensing the best timing for proposals. Once you have mastered the steps, then you're ready to pitch your really big idea. For more Influencing Without Authority, join me for part 4 of this series, the laws of influence.